All right, welcome to DTPDX live from Dante's. I'm Justin McDonald with TalkcastPDX, and we come down here every Wednesday and we hang out on the Limbo stage in the Limbo room, and we interview somebody cool, special, musicians, performers, you name it. We talk to somebody different, and we happen to have just an amazing performer this week, I think. I've done a little research now, and we've had a chance to chat a little bit. But the formal name is Bobby Lugosi. I got that right.
Yeah, Bobby Lugosi.
My favorite drag king. I only know one.
And it's Bobby Lugosi, the sleaziest vampire in town.
I love that. I was hoping you were going to say that. When I was first researching you to have our chat tonight, that was the first tagline that came up. And I went, I got the sleaziest vampire in town coming on the show. That is just perfect for DTPDX Live because Portland never fails. It always delivers.
You know, I actually said that at a drag show, and one of the drag queens turned to me and said, "Oh, you have a lot of competition in this town."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, you're right. You're right."
So people don't know, they can follow you on Instagram, right?
Yeah,
I want to
Bobby
start with
Lugosi.
that. Bobby Lugosi on Instagram. So if you're trying to do a search, there you go. You can find it right now.
And it's Lugosi.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like the real Lugosi,
yeah.
Right? Okay. I see what you did
Bella
there.
who?
What? I don't think you can get in trouble for that.
I don't know her.
Who? Exactly. How long have you been doing this as Bobby Lugosi?
I have been a vampire for 500 years.
500 years.
500 years.
Man, I thought I was hating 50 years. Man, 500 years. Okay, and then this is all part of your persona, right?
Yeah.
So 500 years. And are you from Portland?
No, I'm originally from New Mexico.
New Mexico is the land of enchantment.
The land of entrapment.
So you couldn't wait to get out of there?
No, I needed to get out of there as fast as possible.
What part of New Mexico did you grow up in?
I was in southern New Mexico, like right on the border, El Paso, Juarez.
Okay, over that area.
Yeah,
that could be a little tough. I mean, I know
it was really tough.
Some parts of New Mexico are like a little chillier, a little colder areas.
This was just hot and dry and dangerous.
Hot, dry, and dangerous. What made it dangerous?
Just having the border and the drug cartels and the wars going on right next door.
Did you? And how young were you when you were there?
I grew up there until I was about 18.
Okay, then you bailed.
Yeah, then I bailed.
Then where'd you go?
I went to El Paso for a little while, and then I came to Portland, and then I kind of bounced around all over the United States because I used to travel with a sideshow.
Oh, all right. Now, not to be mistaken with the circus, correct?
No,
this is a sideshow. I've only seen a sideshow twice, and one of the times was way back when I was still pretty young, and it was at a Lollapalooza.
Yeah,
it was Jim Rose Circus Sideshow or whatever. How did you get into that?
Did you
just wake up one morning and go, I can breathe fire or swallow swords or whatever it is?
When I decided to run away from New Mexico, I ran away to join the circus. And then I realized that the circus is really hard and you have to train very hard for many years. And I was like, I think I'll join the sideshow because that seems easier and I don't mind pain.
Yeah, okay. What was your specialty?
My specialty, I've had a few. I used to walk on a ladder of swords.
A ladder of swords.
A ladder of swords. And I would walk on 260 swords a day because with the sideshow, we would do 30 shows a day and never stop except for 1 hour break because we were still running like they did in the olden days because this was with a big top.
Was it just like a normal job when you guys take your break? You're like, hey, Joe, I'm going to have my tuna fish sandwich and sit down and have my soup. And
that's exactly how the backstage was. Like we'd be eating ramen and then you'd have to jump out on stage and start performing.
And get it all going. When did you realize you could walk on swords? How did you discover this talent? I mean, it sounds like it would hurt.
It did. It does hurt. And also, I discovered that I could walk on swords when my boss said, "You're going to need to walk on swords. This is your act now." And that was my act then.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what was the precursor to swords? Were you doing...
I was doing a lot of like the human blockhead, which is basically a COVID test.
Okay.
But in the before times, it was scarier.
Totally.
There was some... you could perform it.
I used to freak people out in the lunchroom with the piece of spaghetti and pull it through and go, and they'd freak
we
out.
would do that with like condoms and stuff.
Ew.
I also performed the human pincushion where you stick a bunch of needles through your body. It's like play piercing, but a little bit more extreme. But I came into the show as an extreme performer and quickly realized this is a kid's show. So I had to tone it down.
Another whoopsie. Wow. Yeah, because, I mean, when you realized it was a kid's show, how did you tone it down?
Oh,
that's what I'm curious.
So in those days, I was actually a professional clown as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh God,
being a clown's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still a clown.
And don't clowns have rules too? You can't have like certain shapes and things like that on your face?
I don't think that. Well, there are like people's faces, and you don't copy certain things that are parts of people's faces. And they actually, there's a whole museum of clown faces they painted on eggs.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
I don't know. You'd have to like Atlas Obscura that or something.
All right, sorry, I got diverted off on the clowns.
But kids shows.
Yeah.
I quickly had to realize that I needed to present in a certain way that was like kid friendly instead of like really extreme.
Like getting like hardcore.
I toned down my makeup.
Okay.
And but the acts that we were performing were really extreme. Like I was walking on a ladder of swords. I would run like thousands of volts of electricity through my body and light up light bulbs out of my mouth. I could touch a light bulb and light it up with electricity.
That's kind of cool.
I could light a torch off of my tongue. But
that's cool though. I think
really
if I was a little kid, I would think that would be. I would probably think that was just amazing.
It blew kids' minds. And I realized that I was somebody that needed to be a role model for these kids, and I needed to drop my own ego because of it.
I mean, kids, they will make you check that ego pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're the most brutally honest people on earth, usually. Unless they get caught doing something.
Being a clown, you have a responsibility to kids, whether you know that or not, because they're going to come up to you. And because they are taught it just... by media, by social society, that a clown is like somebody a kid can talk to. I had parents coming to me asking me like they lost a kid or something, and I'm like, I'm the sketchiest person on this carnival lot.
Yeah, and you want me to help you find your child?
Yeah.
Okay. How long were you doing the circus?
I was in the circus for 10 years.
10 years. Did that hamper like social life, or was the circus a social life?
The circus was a social life, but our social life revolved around maybe 8 to 10 people that we were backstage with every day.
Okay.
Like I had outlets like social media that I could talk to my friends and family, but like if a relative had died during that time, I wouldn't have made it to the funeral because I would be in whatever state across the country in a carnival lot.
Is it just like really tiny, small towns?
And some big ones too.
Where was the biggest reception, like the warmest welcomes, and where was the most reaction of like these people are weird?
Oh,
like Deep South, maybe?
No. The worst carnival I ever was on was in Paso Robles, California.
Paso Robles?
Paso Robles?
I never even heard of it.
It was just it was like maybe 116 degrees in the tent, and we're just baking. And the fire eaters just still eating fire. and it's just so hot. We're all crawling under the stage to like try to keep cool. And then we believe that one of the performers had been using the under the stage area as the bathroom.
Oh no.
And then we're just so upset, and we were so hot.
I would have found out who that person was.
We did, and we were really mad.
We were mean to them.
Oh.
I hope it was mostly number one.
Yeah, it was number one. But still.
Smelly.
Yeah.
At 115 degrees.
In 150 degrees.
In a tent.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh.
So that was one of the worst, huh? So, I mean, but as far as the crowds go.
It's hard for me to be able to answer that question because
like in the middle of like South Dakota somewhere or somewhere weird.
I spent so long out there that it kind of all blends together. Like I can kind of remember what I was doing on stage because it was the same. It was like being trapped in a time loop. It's every day is the same.
Gotcha. And you're like, I'm never getting out. Let's see. We're about 11 minutes in. I mention a couple things happening at Dante's.
Yeah.
So because we broadcast live from the Limbo stage here in the Limbo room tonight. If you're not doing anything and you want to get down here and see some punk legends, DOA's hitting the stage with Death Set and Bomp. I've never heard of them, unfortunately, but DOA is all you need to hear. Just legendary Vancouver, British Columbia punk band. I saw them when I was a young youngster. They were influenced on my youth quite a bit. I must have burned those cassettes up pretty fast, and I think I even wore out some 7-inch vinyls that I had that just tore up.
Yep.
But DOA tonight, you've got to come check it out. Tickets are $20, and there's still some tickets, so it's going to be a rocking show. I just can't get over DOA's in town, and I have to go home because I got school tomorrow. But also coming up this Friday, the Dusty 45s with Freddie Truello and Steve Wilkinson. That should be a good show here at Dante's. $17 tickets at the door. Show starts at 9, and then also Sunday. I gotta say, if you have not been to a Sinferno Cabaret, just make plans and go do it. You don't have to wear. You can wear a mask if you want. You don't have to. You can wear a sexy mask. You can wear a naughty mask. You can have a good time. You can. I mean, it's just a good time to come down and hang out. So check out the Sinferno Cabaret on Sunday. That's a few things happening at Dante's.
Yeah.
We'll check in at some of the other venues here in a minute. When did you in Portland? When was the first time you debuted Bobby Lugosi?
That I debuted Bobby Lugosi. I think that was at the old Analog Cafe. Maybe
I'm so young to Portland. I don't know what that is.
That was maybe 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay. Wow.
And I have no idea why I decided to do this, but I did. And at that time, there weren't a lot of drag kings in town. So I didn't have a lot of like people to draw inspiration from. I just thought this was a hilarious joke. And it still is a hilarious joke. But I just decided to be a manpire at the Analog, and that place sucked, but whatever.
So when you get your business cards and do they say professional manpire on them?
I actually have pins that say I got sucked by Bobby Lugosi.
Nice. And what are your earrings of? What are those?
This is a testosterone vial.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, my partner gave it to me.
Testosterone vial. What's on the other one? A needle?
Oh no. No, I just have these ones. Yeah, I got a piercing gun at Mid-K Beauty and just went crazy.
Wow, that's cool. I remember doing piercings when people were like, "What are you doing?" You know, because I used to sneak when I was in my younger age, like maybe 20, 19, maybe 18. I used to sneak off to Tower Records all the time and go to the forbidden book sections and read stuff like Modern Primitives and stuff. I learned all about
Genesis P. Orridge.
Yeah, I learned all about the tattooing culture and piercing culture. And I remember when I did my eyebrow. Everyone's like, "What the hell are you doing?" It's like 91, 92, and people were freaking out.
Yep.
I like it.
It really has been up until recently that tattoos and piercings have been acceptable.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, most Generation X folks I know, we have tons of tattoos.
Yeah.
Sleeves, we're all professionals still, and
secretly, most of my face is tattooed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's something that I have to live with.
But you're okay with it?
I'm okay with it. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't been okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any. Most of my tattoos, I have a couple on my hands and stuff, but I've been dying to get a sleeve. Longer, more tattoos, and I just don't have time.
Yeah,
because it takes so many hours to go sit in the chair and so on and so forth. But I can't imagine. I've had like my mid back and stuff tattooed. That hurt, but your face, that's gotta hurt a little. It's gotta hurt a little. Tell me honestly, it hurts.
The temples hurt.
Okay,
but the forehead, it doesn't really hurt that bad.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can see that where the temples would hurt way more than
temples. Like I thought I was gonna pass out.
Good night. When you perform, how do you design your act? Do you watch old horror movies?
Oh yeah,
things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Incorporate dance numbers. What do you do? What's your
dance numbers. I've been doing a little bit of sideshow. I've been bringing it back. I just built an Iron Maiden.
Oh, cool!
It's a
nice.
full size Iron Maiden that both of the sides of it detach into beds of nails, and so we put one bed of nails down. I'll get on top of the bed of nails. Put another bed of nails down. One of my vampire brides gets on top of that bed of nails. Then we put a board on top of her. One of my other vampire brides gets on top of her and starts hula hooping.
Oh my goodness.
And then my other two beautiful brides are also hula hooping on the sides.
Now, how often do you perform this?
We performed this at Monstro Menagerie on March 8th at the Star Theater.
Okay.
And we performed it. We've done it a couple of times, but I'm not trying to bring that act out unless it's a good stage.
So it depends on the stage.
Yeah.
Where you're going to perform.
I'm particular about stages, and I personally think the Star Theater has the best stage in town.
Well, speaking of the Star Theater.
Yeah.
We got to break again and talk about what's happening at the Star Theater real quick. They have some stuff happening this Friday. Star Queens, the Volt Family Takeover, since we're talking about this. And that's going to be $10, and the doors open at 6. That sounds like a great time. It starts at 7. Man, I might have to come out for that one.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun. And then on Friday, Moan Zone.
Moan Zone is awesome.
Now, tell me about Moan Zone a little bit. I don't know much about them.
Moan Zone is kind of like a kink-friendly-ish event, clothing optional.
Okay.
But one of my beautiful vampire brides, Gertrude, or DJ Painsgray, actually runs Moan Zone, and she's so cool. She's such a genuine person. I can't praise this person enough for being so awesome in my life. So go to Moan Zone and support a genuinely awesome. Yeah, $5.
$5 to get in and have probably what sounds like an awesome time.
It's gonna be an awesome time.
And that's at the Star Theater. And if you want to check out more what's happening at the Star, go to startheaterportland.com. You can check that out there. And they also have some other things going on later on in the week. They got some jazz shows and a few other things happening. It's just it's nice to have a venue like that, like these, like Dante's, and then the Jack London Review. They do a lot of jazz shows and things of that nature, and I kind of dig the jazz a little.
I've been really liking the burlesque shows that have been happening.
I was going to say the Burley Q Review is the other one that's on Saturday, and that's just really good. We're in the middle of sound check, can you tell? But that's at the Jack London. That's some of the things happening around town this week. Well, we got a couple minutes left.
Cool.
So before you scoot out of here, where people can find you, like if they wanted you to come perform, is it just on your Instagram?
Yeah, it'll be on my Instagram. Also, I'm going to be at the Queen's Head tonight at 7:30 for Garbage Scouts.
Okay.
And
so anybody
that's
watching
be free.
Anybody watching this later, you've already been there.
Yeah, it's
but that's okay. There are a few people watching live anyway, so that's good to know. Now,
and that's a free show.
Okay,
so if anybody's watching live, it's a free show.
Well, that's good. That's good. And then any other performances on the books coming up in the next month or so?
I have a whole bunch, and you're just going to have to check my Instagram because
Yeah.
We'll have to check my schedule too.
Okay. Let's see. I was going to say, Bobby Lugosi, it's been a pleasure chatting with you, but I think I'm going to pass your name off to my good friend Clyde Lewis with Channel Weird. We like to do a show. It's Keeping Portland Weird.
Yeah.
And we have different folks from the community, performers, collectors, all kinds of cool stuff. Sometimes we had theoretical physicists that talked about that they already invented time travel and some weird, fun stuff. So it could be a great show, and I think you'd have fun on that show as well.
Yeah.
And we definitely appreciate you coming on DTPDX Live and kind of short notice and stuff. And it's an interesting story, so I'm really glad I got a chance to chat with you.
Let me know if you ever want me to come back. I'm full of stories.
All right, folks, go on Instagram, and you can find Bobby Lugosi on Instagram, just as it's spelled, right?
Yeah.
But it's Lugosi, like Bella Lugosi,
Yeah.
L-U-G.
I don't know her.
No. Dead. You're okay. long dead ago. So make sure and find on Instagram my favorite manpire, Bobby Lugosi. Thank you so much.
Bobby Lugosi, the sleaziest vampire in town.
Nice. Thank you so much. That's DTPDX Live. We're wrapping up just a little bit short because we got DOA coming in to rock the house tonight, and they're making all kinds of noise with sound check. So check them out tonight as well. And until next time, I thank you so much for hanging out and watching us. And, of course, come on down to Dante's. It is one of the funnest places you'll find in town. It helps definitely keep Portland weird. So, again, thank you to Bobby Lugosi for coming on the show. All right, that's going to do it for me. I'm out of here. That is DTPDX Live. Hopefully, we won't have any computer issues as we bump on out of here because lately we've been having that. So take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.